Hey, Shalom Akim, all praise, honor, and glory is to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I also want to say Shalom to all you fellow laborers out there that's pushing out this gospel in all diligence, true faith, and sincerity. So just wanted to go into a quick lesson, pretty much concerning the state of America. All right, America is pretty much on a decline on all levels, all right? Because according to the prophecies written in the scriptures, America will be totally destroyed in this upcoming World War III, which, by the way, we are in the middle of World War III. You got these different countries jockeying for position and pretty much gearing up for war, all right? And it's different skirmishes breaking out. You got airstrikes. Pretty much these nations is positioning themselves for the climax of World War III, because like I said, we're in the middle of World War III. But when this World War III reaches its perfection, when the dust settle and the smoke clear, it will be the demise of America. America will be totally left desolate, all right, according to the prophecies. But before that happens, the Most High is going to, by way of a series of events, take this place down in a very methodical, strategic, surgical fashion. And one of the ways the Lord is going to plague America is by way of the crash of the U.S. dollar. All right, so I just want to get right into it. You see the headline, it says, dollar slides as investor doubts grow, right? See, a lot of these investors, they doubting, dealing with the American dollar because right now you got that yuan. China is presenting a new world currency, which is pretty much bagged up by oil and gold, all right? And the American dollar, the petrodollar, pretty much is not backed up by anything. It's just a fiat currency, you know. And these different countries is growing more and more confident with stepping away from the American dollar. All right. So it says with uncertainty around the next U.S. Federal Reserve chair also winding down as U.S. President Donald Trump prepared to nominate Governor Jerome Powell, seen as less hawkish than other candidates. Markets wait for fresh data to push the dollar, right? So right now, America is scrambling, man, you know? But I want to jump down. I'm not going to read all the article. I want to jump down to a couple of points. All right. It says the dollar has been difficult to trade with more downside risk in store after it has failed to react strongly to the positive headlines about Powell's appointment or the tax reform bills, right? So it says the dollar has been difficult to trade because they have more of a downside risk, all right? Because you got different countries, like just say China, America actually owed China, all right? America is in heavy debt. It tells you that in the scriptures. They have laden themselves with thick clay. And the word clay, all right, pretty much means debt. So right now, America is at what, $20 trillion in debt, and it's counting, all right? And you got these devils talking about spending 2 billion here and 20 more million there, all right, but they ain't got the money to do it, all right? This place is finished, okay? So that's pretty much it. I want to just get into a couple of scriptures. I'm going to start off in the book of Proverbs, chapter 23, starting at verse 3. It said, be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat, right? And his dainties is talking about his money. You are not to desire his money because it's deceitful meat, meaning it has no value, all right? It's nothing more than counterfeit imagery, you know? And the scriptures tell you that the love of money is the root of all evil, which the root is something that you build upon. So these devils actually build everything around a money system, which is a mirage. All right, the American dollar, these FRNs, is deceitful. Okay, the so-called white man is deceitful. That's why we call him the devil, and so is his money. All right. Verse 4, labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Verse 5, Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Right? So the scriptures say, wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? Because this money it holds no value. The American dollar is pretty much a mirage. All right? It says, for riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Right? And that's what you're going to see happen. That's what you're seeing happening, man. You witnessing the American dollar fly away. And you got amongst our people those who actually trust in the American dollar. All right? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30. And well, I start at the top. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. They walk down to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And that's dealing with this money, man. Because the modern day Pharaoh and Egyptians is Esau. All right? Why? Because they the people that have us in captivity, just like in ancient Egypt. All right? And the modern day pharaohs would be these bankers. So you got amongst our people that trust in the shadow of Egypt, which a shadow is something that passes away. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So the strength, all right, of Pharaoh is their money, man. When you pull out a dollar bill, whose face is on it? The so-called white man, all right, which is the modern day Egyptians, the modern day pharaohs. But amongst our people, they actually trust in it. But guess what? It's going to be your shame, because it's going to come upon a time where you're going to actually throw that money away. That money is not going to mean that. That money is going to be used to keep yourself warm when all the power go out. You're going to, guys like Lil Wayne and these guys who have benefited from selling their soul to this wicked society, they're going to be taking those money, those big bands and knots of money that they was posing on their Instagram with, they're going to take that to warm up, burn it up to warm up. All right? Matter of fact, this is the book of Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter, and Salakia, Ezekiel, the 7th chapter, and the 19th verse. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Right. See, that's going to be the value of this dollar very shortly, man. It's going to be good for nothing, man. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord, right? Because this money holds no weight, man. All right? This money is not even going to deliver America from their enemies, because amongst these world leaders, they understand that this dollar, it holds no value. All right? When you go back to Saddam Hussein, well, he was in the mindset of, look, I'm not trading no more with that American dollar, man. Okay, I think I forgot what currency at that time. I think he was looking for the euro or something like that. I'm not sure. But what happened, America went open into his country, and they hung him, man. You know, they took him out. That show how these devils operate. It says, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Right? So this money, all right, is pretty much a stumbling block, because you trust in something that's really not there. Okay? So you people can get ready for this money to crash, man. All right? These different investors, these financial experts, all right, they telling you straight up that this dollar means nothing, man. All right? This is Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. And this is dealing with the crash that's going to take place here in America, man. All right? It's going to be howling and people crying. You know how you see them people running around in Wall Street, all right? Like, I don't know if you know, it's an old movie. It's a movie called Trading Places. Well, Eddie Murphy is in it. and it show you kind of how you know everything works in stocks and trades. You see the people running around selling and buying. Well, guess what? In that day, those people gonna be actually crying. They're gonna be running around crying, man, jumping out of windows, man. That's why the scripture says, and a howling from the second and a great crashing from the hills. Okay? Verse 11, how ye inhabitants of Magtesh. Yeah, and Magtesh, if you go into it, is an ancient city that they used to do world trade. That's what, just like you got the World Trade Center here in America. Well, in the ancient world, it was a city called Magtesh where they used to trade. And if you was to Google images of Magtesh, it's nothing now but a big canyon. It's a big hole in the ground, which is spiritual. It's symbolic to America being in a hole, okay? So it says, how ye inhabitants of Magtesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. Right, so that's what's going to happen, man. Okay? That's what's unfolding right before your eyes. The American dollar, which is the strength of America, is actually being removed. Okay? Which, you know, when you talk to those amongst our people, their whole thing is what? Long as they got their money right, they all right. You know, that's how Jake rationalized things out. Man, I can't hate on him. He getting his money. See, the Lord is going to take all that away. All right? Matter of fact, let me get that. I believe that's think that's, let me see. I believe that's Isaiah. Right, this is Isaiah 3:1. For behold, the Lord of hosts, doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff. Right, which that's symbolic to the stability, which these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives, they actually trust in their 401k, their retirement plan. These old Jake, these proud Jake look at you sideways, okay? They trust in their $20 an hour job. They trust in their little desk jobs. You know, you got the nigger woman, she proud because she got a job that pay a little good money. Even down to the ratchet, just scoundrels, man. They trust in welfare and child support checks. Well, guess what? The Lord going to take all that away. It says, for behold, the Lord of hosts, doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. And we approaching those times, okay? Then in that day, what you going to do? All right? This is the book of Ezekiel, the 7th chapter, and give me a second. Okay, right. This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 12. The time has come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. So, you know, those who are into stocks and bonds, buying and selling, well, the Lord said, hey, the time is going to come where the buyer is not to even rejoice or the seller to mourn, because it's not going to matter. Everything is going to have no value as far as the currency here in America. And this is all a part of the meticulous plan of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to strip this place of its power, okay? And when you go back to all previous kingdoms and their demise, well, the financial, it was the three nerve points, if you will, was the financial, the military, all right, and so-called, you know, religion. They all took a major hit, all right, and that's what you see here in America, all right. You see the military is weakening. You got different nations that have caught up to America in the nuclear armed race, and as well as the financial situation, man. This financial situation is very bleak, man. So for anybody that putting their stock into America, your trust is gonna be damaged, man. You're gonna be sorely disappointed, man. Okay, that's why the Lord got His men in the right spirit. We in the spirit of pilgrims, you know. The book of Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Well, that's the spirit you should be in right now, okay? Just worrying about getting your daily bread, you know, and getting by, man. Because this is not a certain dwelling place by no means. This place is out of here, man. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Until the next time I say shalom.